Good evening, welcome back. You guessed it, it's another Love Oracle reading. So, twin flame. Feel another twin flame reading coming on. And the cards are jumping out already. So yeah, feeling twin flame energy. I mean, I always feel the energy of this journey because I am a twin flame, but feeling it, yeah, very, very strongly. Yeah, let's see where this this reading takes us. Is it going to take us deep into the depths of our psyche? Most likely going to take that. The twin flame does take you there. Takes you all the way, you know, into your deepest, darkest emotions. You know, the ones that you try to suppress, the ones that you've suppressed for many, many, many past lives, you know. This life, past lives. Takes you there. It has to take you there. That's how you heal. So, yeah, feeling the twin flame energy very, very strongly. I've just got back from shops. I've had another download from Spirit coming through from waking up this morning. And it's about words. And it's kept getting the song Words Don't Come Easy to Me playing on all up in my head first thing this morning. And I've had this song, you know, over the years during my twin flame telepathy. So yeah, I know the meaning, but also deeper meaning this time. And it's Spirit coming through, saying the power of words, you know, that they are magic, they are spell casting. So what you think, you know, you create. What you speak, you also create. Words have that power to hurt and heal, Spirit's saying. So yeah, there's going to be a longer reading on that coming up. I'm going to automatic channel it, write it down, and come back online. Spirit wants to get, you know, a bit more awareness about it. Yeah, Spirit wants us to be a bit more aware of how we speak of others, you know, and also how we speak of ourselves. You know, be kind and compassionate to ourselves. You know, because words, they are magic. They are, you know, the spell casting. That's what they are. Yeah, Spirit wants us to be a bit more aware of the power that we also, you know, we hold inside us. We're very, very, very powerful beings. And yeah, that's one thing my spiritual path's shown me, is not from an ego point of view, but we do hold magic inside each one of us. Every one of us hold magic inside. And it's not a childish thing to think, oh, you know, we all hold magic and these fairy tales and things like that. No, it's because I've done the healing and I've gone there. You know, I've got gone into my deepest, darkest psyche, my feelings, gone into it all, like the dark night of the soul, you go into it. But yes, you're going into the dark, but you're uncovering the deepest parts of yourself. You're uncovering that magic inside yourself. You know, that light that we all hold. Yeah, wow. When that magic and those, you know, those spiritual gifts start returning because of the healing and, you know, the depths that you go to on this journey, and you go very, very deep. If you're going into a dark night of the soul, or many, yeah, you're going there. You're going, yeah, you're going to uncover parts of yourself you never knew you had, you know, that's been hidden from yourself and hidden from others. Yeah, you're going to go there. Let's have a look. Okay. So, any more messages, please, Spirit? But yeah, words. So it wants you to you know, before you speak, before you think even, you know, thinking bad of people as well, and thinking bad of yourself, then creates, you know, it's that ripple effect. It creates that, what you think you are, what you speak you are. Very, very powerful. And the many loves complicated, having a long way to go, or taking many detours and winding road. Came out. Yeah. This path is one long winding road. Like, yeah, there's many detours on this journey of ours. And yeah, it's not a road to be, it's not a road for, it's a road for the strong. It's a journey for the strongest souls. Because it's going to take you there, you know, to travel this road and keep travelling this road after hit after hit after hit, after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. Yeah, you've got to be strong, and that means like physically strong, also, and mentally strong, spiritually strong. You know, that's what this journey is about. It's about building you up that strong that nothing can ever break you again, you know, and it's getting you ready for your mission, what you come here for. All this going into the deepest, darkest depths and coming into that awareness of, you know, why this had to happen to you, you know, because I think not one of us on the twin flame journey are light workers. I can't speak for others, but the twin flame journey is supposed to be one of the hardest, and yeah, it's the only journey I've been on, so that's the only thing I can speak of. But yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting on every level. It's all different kind of things, you know. It's emotional, it's frustrating, it's healing, it's beautiful, it's painful, it's any emotion you can think of, and then add some on top of that. Wouldn't even sum this journey up. It's they're saying fantastical, and I'm like, fantastical? Yeah, it is fantastical. It's magical. Yeah, it's all of that. But you have to go into this first. You have to go on this long road of detours, winding road. It's not a straightforward road. I've always spoke about that. It's not straightforward. It's twists and turns and hills and boulders coming at you, and yeah. Like, I mean, I can laugh now because I'm out the other side. I'm out of the dark night. But I wouldn't be laughing if I was in the dark night of the soul. There's no way. I would still be in that deep, dark cave, void, locks in my own, you know, ego mind, battling with my own, battling with my own, not awareness, but battling with my own, yeah, my own ego. I would be battling. I'd be like, well, that's not real, and you know, this is logic, and that's you battle between the two. So you know, you've got a lot of things coming at you from many sources that, you know, is unseen, and outsiders, friends, family, all that. But you also have the attacks from the darker, let's say, energies of this path, you know, because I've always spoken of the higher I've raised my light, the more I've felt the darker energies trying to detour me, but you know, like, just get to a point in this journey and then a detour again, and you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it's one of those. And yeah, it's things trying to stop you, you know. That our light, I've just done a reading on the seraphim angels, and the seraphim angels are the closest to God. They guide God's throne. Yeah, so that's hierarchy, high, you know, in the ranking of the angels. Now I work with the angelics. They've said I am angelic, and I knew that also. That was one of my remembrances very early on this path, that the angels was communicating with me, and that I do hold angelic you know, qualities inside myself also, and they have said that I am from the angelic realm, but these angels, just getting off the path, the long winding path. I'm taking a detour now, but that's how it works. So yeah, these angels, the fiery and the highest ranking angels to God, very, very powerful. Now, it's just come into my knowledge just recently that twin flames, although I know I'm powerful, I know I hold very, very powerful spiritual gifts inside me, and that's not an ego thing, because I've healed my ego. I've not healed it, I've balanced my ego mind out. That's a knowing. So when you know, you know. But yeah, they hold a powerful frequency, and it's the same as what the twin flames hold. We hold the same frequency. And I was wondering why the seraphim was coming in. I've had knowledge of them over the years, but like most things on my path, like I had knowledge of Mary Magdalene a few years back, but until I was ready to go to my next level on this path, and I've done enough healing, then it wasn't coming in. You know, it wasn't as clear a channel as it is now. You know, and then all of a sudden this last year it's just escalated, and it's just took a, skyrocketed. But yeah, the seraphim, very powerful vibration, same as twin flames. So yeah, we hold that same, that same power, vibration in us. But yeah, I know I have very, very powerful gifts. It's what I was saying, and you do. Once you've done the healing, comes back to you. Your gifts get returned to you. You've done that work. Spirit's not going to withhold anything from you. They want you to regain these gifts back for yourself, because the end goal is the mission. You know, we're here to spiritually awaken, spiritually evolve in self, yes, in this connection, yes, and then the mission. That's what we're here for. It's a very important mission. Yeah, some say chosen ones, and yeah, could call us that, and that's not an ego thing either. It's just a knowing, and when you know, you know. There's no way of not knowing spiritually, you know. But yeah, like this path, it's all of what I've just said and a lot more, you know. So they're saying go to these cards now. Go to my when women have wings. Ooh. Yeah, fear surge. That's the beginning. That's the fear surge for me was, yeah, when I felt the pain of the separation, pretty much early stage of this journey. The early stage, I speak about the early stage being, you know, that the early stage is more like the honeymoon phase, but you know, I'm not speaking about romance, because I've 7 years on this journey. I know it's not romantic. It's not. It's very confusing. It's very frustrating. It's very unconventional. But you know, the romance bit, it's not for everybody on the twin flame. There's differences. It might be for some, but for others, not so. Feel like I'm getting interrupted. A lot like the twin flame journey. There's a lot of interruptions. I'm just waiting. And there's a lot of waiting. You have to be very, very patient. But yeah, the fear surge. This period for me was another separation. Not the first separation, but another separation that came along. Probably one of the more final ones. I felt like it was getting a little bit more intense. Each separation happened, it was getting a bit more, there's something more going on here, that this is just not normal friendship behaviour, you know. Yeah, that's when my recollection came in of, right, why am I feeling this powerful energetic tie to another person? And yes, there's a bond there. Yes, there's an emotional bond there. Yes, there's many years of bonding. But why now is it also so powerful? I had to figure that out, why I felt like I had these fear swords in, you know, in my heart. I had to figure that out. I had to go into, you know, this and try and uncover and unravel this journey. So I did, and I set upon that long winding road of, you know, the twin flame journey to take these three swords out of my heart, you know, to uncover, yeah, to return my heart back to me, because this journey, and before this journey, I'd lost that. I'd lost my heart. I'd lost my heart. Life had put these three swords in my heart. And I realised now it was before my twin flame awakening. I'd had three swords in my heart. But it was the catalyst to set me on this long winding road, this journey of detours, of going into this deep dark cave of the dark night and recovering my heart. I was ready to, you know, to bring that heart back to myself. It's my heart and I wanted it back, because nobody has that right to put 3 swords in your heart? Nobody. What I did uncover while I was in this deep dark cave of the dark night was I allowed this to happen. Me. I allowed it all to happen to me. I allowed the pain to happen to me. I allowed these people to put 3 swords in my heart. I allowed it. I didn't have no emotional boundaries back then until I went on this long, long winding road, and I went into, you know, this deep dark night, and I was looking for my heart. And this journey is a journey of the heart. You're connected at the heart, but it's a journey to bring that heart back to you. You know, to find your sacred heart. And yeah, I can say truly I've recovered my heart. I'm gonna say no more then. No more then. And now, because we're talking about the heart, they're leading me to the Mary Magdalene. And yeah, this journey has been the rose path back to my heart. I've had to go through all them thorns and uncover what's been hidden inside myself. And I've had to, you know, not cut the phones off. I'll speak about that. But I've had to water the thorns, they say as well. And, you know, heal the thorns. Not cut them off, because we need the thorns to, you know, without the thorns, how would we take this long journey back to discovering our heart? We wouldn't. So although this path has been a very long detour, winding road, up hills, down hills, boulders, all sorts coming at me from every direction. Although it's been it's an isolating path. It's very lonely path. Although it's been all of that, and I felt the most excruciating pain at times where I thought I could not get up off the floor. I am really grateful for this path now. Why I'm grateful? Because I have come back to my heart, not the one with the 3 swords in, my true heart, my sacred heart, the one that's always been there. It was just a bit tattered and a bit had 3 swords in it. It's gonna be painful, you know. You have those 3 swords. Yeah, I've recovered my heart. This journey is about recovering your sacred heart, and with that, once you recover that, you recover, you know, fragments of yourself. You bring those fragments back to yourself, and with that comes your spiritual gifts. They get returned to you. Very magical gifts, beautiful gifts. Yeah, and there we go. Let's have a look. Yeah. So we generate our vibration within our heart centre to share with the world as one. Yeah, this card to me So I was saying, everything comes from the heart. When you live from the heart, you know, and you share that with others. I'm sharing my personal path with, well, the world, or whoever wants to watch it, you know. I'm sharing that now because I've healed that. And if I'd not healed this 3 of Swords pain in the heart, I would not be able to share this. I wouldn't be healed enough. I wouldn't be whole enough. The saying that wholeness has been returned back to me. The knowing of my, you know, the knowing of the unconditional love that I hold, was always there. It was just hidden. It just needed to be found again, you know. And for that, I had to go into this 3 of Swords in my heart. And I had to go into this deep, dark cave of isolation. Many, many years. You're not talking months, you're talking years on this journey. And I had to take this long journey. I laugh about it now, but it's such a, yeah, it's such a long journey. And although I've been on it 7 years, in a way, I feel like it's just beginning for me. And that sounds strange. I know the pain. I know this. Without a doubt, I will never feel again. Nobody, nothing will ever make me feel this pain again. Ever. And I know that because I've been there. Been into that dark night. And once you face that dark night, yeah, you're never gonna face that pain again. You're whole when you emerge out of this dark night. You are whole, and you have returned your sacred heart back to yourself, and that love for self, you know, that's locked away. True love, I mean, absolute, like, yeah. I thought I knew what love was. No, not until I felt this in my heart from this journey. That's when that's when I discovered the true heart of myself. Yeah, that's when you discover that it's just the wholeness you feel. It's a you feel, well, drawn to this card here. Thou that seek assistance to find themselves shall be given the key, returning to freedom through thy sacred heart. Yeah, free. It's a wholeness. You feel free, and you know, because yeah, I have looked for assistance, you know, to find myself on this path. I've also been shown assistance by my spirit guides and my angels, and I've gone seeking for knowledge to help me, you know, gain my sacred heart back on this path. You know, you have to. You can't. If you didn't have guides and you didn't have, you know, the connection to spirit, it'd be really, really isolating, lonely path. Luckily, been guided every step of the way. And yes, sometimes I've had to uncover. Yeah, I've had to do the work. Spirit won't do the work. Won't do all the work for you. They'll help and they'll guide you. But the whole point of recovering your heart is for you to feel every part of this journey. Because without feeling the pain, without acknowledging, you know, this journey, this pain that you're feeling, you can't heal it. You have to feel it, you know, to heal it. Really, really, yeah, be aware that this is a spiritual journey that you're on, and it's forever life-changing. And yeah, it's just, it does. It's the key to returning to freedom through thy sacred heart. It really, really is. It's given me so much. I feel really, really blessed now. But I know what I've been through also, and still go through, but never that again. I feel now everything is on the up. I know everything's on the up because I've done the work. I've kept on going on this long journey. You know, this never-ending journey, detour. Kept on going no matter the odds. Like everything stacked against me. Yeah, kept on going because when you're in this, you do not want to stay in that. And you know, you will fight and fight to, yeah, you will fight and fight and fight to the death, to come out of that pain. You will, because nobody wants to stay in that. Nobody. So, you know, yeah, I feel this journey, this long journey, winding road, it's been worth it. It's been so worth it. And I never thought I'd say that. Well, all along, even when I was in this, I knew that it was leading me to somewhere beautiful and somewhere very, very transformative and very, very life-changing. And I was not going to be that same person when I merged out of this. This took, I'd say, a few years back. It was only a few years that I really thought, right, I've gone into this, and I thought once I was out of this, I'd come out of this. My recollection now is a little bit that I still knew that I had to release some stuff. You know, I had to go back into this in a way, but not fully. You know, once I'd merged out of the dark night, I'd done majority of that work, but I also know that, you know, on this journey that things can come back up for you. You know, triggers can come back up for you, especially when you know, your twin flame returns. And yeah, you've not only just come through all your dark night and that, but when your twin flame returns back into your life, then that throws another, you know, and you're like, whoa, and it's that trigger. So I also remember that happened to me, and I was like, oh, what now? What? And it brings up all that emotional stuff again, you know, and then you think, oh, I'm going to go back into that. I did a little bit, but I'd done the work. I had that awareness now. I had that spiritual toolkit also, not to fall deep, you know, into that void again. But I did have to go back a little bit to heal a little bit more, you know. There was just maybe one sword stuck, you know, left, or maybe, yeah, 2.5 had, like, protruding out. The other half I had to work on a little bit. But I remember, yeah, that's just, you know, come back to me. And that's part of the details on this path. Sometimes you have to revisit old things that you feel like you've healed. But yeah, for me, when I felt my twin returning, that's when I felt a little bit more. I felt this, you know, what I thought I'd healed surfacing a little bit again. And then, yeah, but I had the spiritual toolkit after, you know, many years of recovering, that heart back for myself. I had that awareness that it wasn't going to be this. It wasn't going to be that this time around, because I've got the emotional boundaries also there, you know. So it gets easier, I think, is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout kind of way. I take a detour. That's what Spiritual said. You always detour. I take a detour, but yeah, these detours get easier, and you don't get thrown off so quick. You know your path. So any more? Just looking. Rose. So you can take a rose oracle. These cards can have a life of their own. They're just, if you caught my last reading, there was jumping out my hands. Message from the verse. Yeah, I'm really grateful now that everything I've experienced and gone through, I'm really grateful that I went through it. I wasn't, I'm going to be honest. I wanted to be out of it. I wanted, you know, I wanted normality. Yeah, I just wanted to be able to function in the normal sense, you know, like my life was prior to it. But then it also woke me up that I wasn't really truly myself. I wasn't that whole self, you know. I wasn't living in my authentic self. Yeah, I was asleep. I was meant to wake up. This is my destiny. It's predestined. It's all written in the stars. A long time ago I chose this. So yeah, I'm very grateful now that it was time to wake up. And I'm grateful, you know, I get to live this lifetime helping others on my mission, you know, as a twin flame. I'm really grateful for that now. But yeah, I feel like it's the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new one. And it's not like the void I was in the dark night. It's more of a, yeah, like stillness. So I feel like I'm on, like I say, I've closed out a cycle, 7-year cycle, and I'm about to begin my abundance timeline. That's what I feel like I'm stepping into already. I feel like I'm in the energy of 2026 already. I felt that for about a month now, since the blood moon, the 7th of September. I felt that. And then the 11/11 portal also, and we're coming up to the 12/12 portal. And I'm going to be doing the light language and the Reiki for the seraphim angels and the seraphonite crystal on the 12/12. And I've had that download coming in, and I said I was going to do that, but it's going to be on the 12/12. It's going to be very powerful. So, codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Yeah, we got this the other day. That divine blueprint we have inside us. You have to trust that divine blueprint we all have inside us. And that's where I'm at on my journey. I am letting my soul guard the way. I'm not letting that human ego, Ellie mind that I've been conditioned to have for this lifetime, and you know, probably past lifetimes as well. I can't remember that as clear. I can remember certain things of my past lives, but again, the fragments are still returning to me. You know, I'm still doing that work, but one thing I do know is that I'm letting my soul in this lifetime lead the way. Yeah, and my divine blueprint, I'm trusting in that. And trust, you know, faith in this path is, yeah, it's everything. Any more? Spirit? Any more? Whoop. Yeah, the Rose Garden. And that song, I never promised you a rose garden along with sunshine. Singing's not my talent. It's not. I've got many spiritual gifts, but singing, I don't think I was a singer in my past life. In fact, I know I wasn't a singer in my past life. But yeah, the Rose Garden, innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. Can you see that? This is right. Yeah, this path. Yeah, you do have to forgive. You have to forgive yourself, forgive others, for they know not what they do. It's just coming to my mind. Spirit, thank you. And, you know, forgive yourself. And with that, you know, with that forgiveness, then your heart starts opening up more and more. You know, you return that heart to yourself. Yeah, and be gentle with yourself. You know, this path is tough. It's the toughest path you're going to go on. Yeah, I was too hard on myself many times. I thought, why am I in this? What's going, like, just get yourself out of it, Ellie. Come on, snap out of it, you know. A month later, come on, you can do it. Snap out of it. 2 months later, 3, 4, 5, 6. A year later, year and a half later, still in this dark void. Hopelessness, like a weight of hopelessness just bearing down on me. Everything crumbling. The existence I knew before. Beliefs I knew before. You know, to family, to friends, questioning everything. Crumbled. It crumbled. I felt my life was falling apart. And yeah, I had to be kind and gentle and compassionate to myself. I had to bring that to self. And that's what it was doing for me. It was returning those, you know, that unconditional love back to myself that I'd lost many years, you know, many years ago, many past lives ago. It's returned that back to me. It's about the heart, sacred heart, finding that, and that love, finding that love for yourself, and then with that you find love for others. This is going to be the last one. We're going on to 40 minutes again. I know TikTok's just supposed to be quick in it, but I am also on YouTube. I'm still figuring things out technically, because that's not one of my talents either. Anything spiritual, channeling, anything like that. Yeah. No, not the usual normal stuff, you know, what we're used to on air. No. So, hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning and teaching. Yeah. This path is a path of learning, you know, and mysteries. Yeah, it's magical path. It's mystical. It's all of that. Yeah, you're constantly learning, constantly, you know, and after the learning, you become the teacher, and that's because you've returned all your spiritual gifts, you know, back to you. And yeah, I got a download about a month back saying the student is now the master. It is time. And I thought, what now? What are they having me do now? What? I can't take any more, spirit. And there was like, it's time to go global. We need to get online. And that, how we were going to do that, because the only thing I use my phone for is WhatsApp and to ring people. So you tell me, how am I going to get online? I just thought they was having a laugh with me. But the other one, because yeah, they've got a humour, but they don't mess about with things like this. And I was like, well, you're gonna have to help me out here, because I'm so not technical at all. I don't even know. You know, we've got more chance of sending carrier pigeons to people and getting messages that way with me than phone and technology. It's just not my thing. Well, I'm not kidding, but in like one night, Spirit woke me up again, and I thought, oh gosh, here we go. No, they didn't wake me up. I was sat on a sofa, I was watching a film, trying, and I got led to my phone, and I got led to how to work TikTok and do videos, and how to, yeah, I got led to how to set it all up within 3 hours. I'd learned, and you know, the basics. I ain't learned it all. I'm still learning. Yeah, within that, I was like, oh, you know, but they wanted me online. They wanted me to talk about my journey to help others. So here I am, longer months now, months down the line, still trying to figure out, you know. I've been asked to, if I do private readings. Well, I'd love to. Trying to figure it all out, how you know, how you go about it and things like that. It's all new to me, just like this path was new to me before I woke up. But I know if I've come through this, I can come through anything. I've come through the West, and that's the thing. They're building you up so strong. By the end of this path, well, not by the end, because it's never ending path, but by the mission time, you do anything. You know, that full card in tarot, you take that leap into the unknown. I've got another song in my head, Into the Unknown. I think that's off one of the Disney films. Yeah, into the unknown. This path is the unknown. Every step of the way, the detours, unknown. I still don't know where I'm going to end up. But, you know, yeah, it's an unknown path, but it gets easier at this stage. I can breathe. I know that I have that spiritual toolkit to, yeah, nothing knocks me down. Those boulders will keep coming at me, but they're getting easier to, like, go away, you know, go away, boulder. I'm fine. Like, it gets easier. It does. It gets a lot easier. And I know it doesn't seem it if you are, whatever stage you are on this journey. But yeah, it honestly, it gets easier. You just gotta keep doing the work, you know, pushing through, and you attract things to you at this stage. I'm in my abundance timeline. I know that because, yeah, spiritual gifts that I hold, the psychic, medium in me. I'm attracting like a rose. I'm receiving abundance. I'm in this era. This is what I closed out that cycle, and this is my new beginning. for all the work I've done. You know, this is, yeah, the same my reward. It is your time to receive abundance. You know, I have become that rose, and I have returned my heart back to, you know, that heart's returned back to me. That rose has bloomed, and that rose that's blooming now, I attract. I don't have to chase. Things come to me, you know? So, yeah, it's that rose path. And once you become, you know, the rose, you found that sacred heart, the divine within, you attract. You don't have to really do much. Things come to you. Because it's that magnetic frequency you hold, that unconditional love frequency. It's very, very, very powerful. I speak about the unconditional love frequency being the most powerful frequency, vibration we hold. It is. It can change the world. And it is changing the world. Unseen, but seen by the seers. Yeah, we're changing the world one day at a time. We're doing it behind the scenes. After this journey. So yeah, it's not easy. Not easy at all. And we go through a lot. We get a lot of stick off of us. But again, that's all for purpose. That's to build us up so strong. Whatever other people say just doesn't bother us, just washes off, you know, because we've been through the darkest parts. And that's why you have to go through it, because there's nothing can knock you down after that. And yeah, and it's not an ego thing. It's not like, oh, I'm more powerful than you. It's not that. Excuse me. It's not that at all. It's because you've been through your dark nights. Nothing's worse than your dark night. Nothing. I'm going to leave it there. So on an hour nearly. I'm saying time has no limit. Well, it doesn't, but it doesn't the same. I shall leave it there, and I shall speak to you all soon. Bye.